chicken and noodles, you're not going to get any broth, and that's the reason most people do it that way.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Tonight, almost live, it's America Tonight. 30 minutes of TV on the UBS network. Located on the UBS Broadcasting Mall in El Tacoma, California, the unfinished furniture capital of the world. With little Wayne Coleman, who's black but still too small for basketball. Jeremy Moore, who'll try anything, and that's why he's on this show. Cindy Williams, an actual star from a network whose name we can't say, or you might watch her there instead. And Bill Nickerson, who owns the building, with the music of Happy Kind and the Mirthmakers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. Hi, everybody. And now here's your host and mine, Mr. Barth Kimball.
Thank you. Whoa. Okay. It's a new record. Thank you very much. That's really swell. A new record. You said it right here. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to A2N. Takes a little while to say that, so we'll just abbreviate it. I am Barth Kimball. That's great. You know, Jerry, actually, it's kind of emotional for me. Maybe you could read my notes for me, okay?
That's okay. I have it right here in the inter-office memo you sent around to the staff. I'll read it from that.
Okay.
To UBS personnel from B. Gimbel, that's you, have finally become network star, therefore must soon become associated with major charity or cause. Ideas are welcome. Do not look for a disease too depressing. I recently saw an article in paper about the difficulty of a single parent adopting a child.
That's true. I think I can read this probably better. I can read my own typos better than you can. It says here that might be a good cause for me because of possible media impact, something like a 60-minute segment or maybe even a storyline from an episode of Maude, that kind of thing. Okay, I've decided. We'll try to adopt a child. In fact, I know just the right kid. So, I found the solution, and a lot of help you stiffs are. Well, sometimes we talk to each other that way. It says, disregard first part of memo. Your humble servant, B. Gimbel. Okay, so I found the solution myself, and that's the big surprise tonight. Please welcome the great little guy who is hopefully my soon-to-be son-to-be. He is A, an orphan, B, healthy, C, talented, and delightful. Please welcome Mr. Wayne Coleman. Here you are, sharing my seat. That's great. Now, we even have a heckler. That's great. Isn't that sad when cousins marry? Well, now, I can just hear the skeptics out there just saying things like, Barth Kimball is trying to adopt a black kid to ingratiate himself with black viewers, of which he had none in Fernwood. But now that he's network, he better do something. Well, nothing could be further from the truth, right, Wayne?
Beats me.
Wayne, nothing could be further from the truth. So, I can't even see the cameras with you in here, but I like having you here. It's great.
You want to move to
No. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Wayne, it's too soon to call you son, and I guess we'd all agree kind of bad taste to call you boy. Let's just call you Wayne and tell us, how are you?
Fine. I mean, busy.
What you been doing?
Just busy. Can't
Really?
tell you. It's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret?
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move my hand so people don't think it's a ventriloquist act. Look at that. Because you never know. Some people could be watching with the sound off. Look at that sense of humor on this little kid, huh? Lou, get in the pocket. I should tell you, also, after seeing this, and maybe this will mean something to you folks, we're frankly having a little trouble with the authorities. regarding this adoption. They're making it kind of tough for us. They are insisting on character references, where the hell do you get those, and vouchers and W-2s. Why? It's not uncommon nowadays for a wife to earn more than her husband, so why can't a son be hauling in 10 times as much as his adopted father? Big deal. What's important is the magic when a boy like this says, "I love you, Daddy." Come on, Wayne, say it.
No.
Come on, Wayne, you said you'd say it. Let's say it. Come on, it's just you and I. Nobody watching. Do it right into 2, okay?
Oh, okay. I love you, Daddy.
Sorry. Look, I know there's some of you, no doubt the sincerity of all of this here, as if all I'm interested in is ratings. But if more people watch this show because of this intensely personal moment, don't tap like that. It's only going to help little Tiger here come a little closer to full-fledged adopted sonhood. He's the one who'll benefit by your cards and letters describing the compassion you saw here tonight. Jared?
Folks, send your cards and letters to I Love You, Daddy,
Right.
care of the California State Adoption Authority, El Tacoma, California. And please try to print neatly and spell correctly. The government is not impressed by references from people who appear stupid. And now, it's time for Agent's Corner.
Stars can be made, or stars can be born, or stars can be discovered here on Agent's Corner.
Thank you, agents and producers, the talent of Master Wayne Coleman.
He would never do me wrong, and I'll love him my whole life long. I've got a new dad, yeah, yeah. He's the best dad I ever had, yeah, yeah. Other kids live at home for free, but my dad gets me on TV. I've got a new dad, yeah, 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 yeah.
That's great.
Wow, I thought I couldn't do it.
Well, you sure did do it. That's great. Boy, I really dig where you're coming from. But I certainly appreciate the things you're saying in that song.
I appreciate you writing it for me.
Well, I just did the words. Happy did the music. We'll be right back after these words. Stay with us. Thank you, Happy. Happy kind of mirth makers. Aren't they swell? Thank you, Happy. He's a real pro. My next guest is also a real pro, a real talk show pro. She's also in a bit of a hurry, so we want to get her out here right away. Jerry, if you'll just point those stinkers of yours that direction. Because she's going to come out here. I'm referring to a real celebrity, the star of Laverne and Shirley. Here's the lovely Cindy Williams. That's great. Ship off the old gimbal block, huh? Cindy, I know you're in a bit of a hurry. You're in quite a bit of a rush, and I know that there's a chance that we can ask you a bunch of boring questions and this, that, and the other thing. I'll appreciate you being here. I've written out some of the questions here. I don't know which ones you feel comfortable answering, but if we just go over these, I think we can get right down to it. You don't want to hear the questions, that's for sure. So some of these, if you can just answer them.
Okay. Oh, I just love it. I absolutely love it. No, we get along fine.
That, of course,
it's just as nice on TV. Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Really.
Amazing. This is...
Yeah, I guess when I was about 16.
Whoa! That's incredible.
Sorry, this is not for you to see.
No, you're only 9 there.
Oh, I would have to say at least twice every night.
This, of course...
Oh, next September.
Fine.
Next September, I hope. I'm not sure about it.
Okay, here's one a lot of people are afraid to ask, and maybe even afraid to type, but not me. How about that one?
Well, maybe the top, you know, but never my pants.
Okay, there you have it. Cindy Williams. Isn't that
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And right in the middle of the evening, too. Wouldn't you know, it just slid right onto his tailbone. Right here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
For that one.
right
I
up his
didn't
tail.
understand.
Let me see. Oh, well, to the first part, I'd have to say oil, and to the second, mostly beer.
Oil is mostly beer. That's okay, now
it would
these
have
are
to
all about
be.
mice, and I don't know how these got in here. That's kind of... Because, there's no mouse thing at
let me
all,
see.
so... Okay, here's one that's kind of a personal. Is it true? Apparently it is. That's your handwriting.
You put that... Wait a minute.
Shame on you.
Just look right here.
Well, listen, all I can say is...
Yeah, I really do have to run. Can you tell me where there's a ladies' room? There wasn't one in my
Ladies'
dressing
room is right down here. It's the ladies and the men's. We use it the same one. Knock, sure.
Just knock first?
There's no light in there, so just leave the door open.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Cindy Williams, who is Ivan Laverner Show. Isn't that fantastic? Goodbye. Do you want me to show you where it is? Thank you, Happy. My next guest is a man, change of pace, who brought America 2Night to this great network. The program director, and I'm going to say genius, too. Why not throw that around?
No law against saying that,
Absolutely. You can mean it sometimes, you can say it
Sometimes
others.
you don't. It's a cheap word, but why not say it?
Sure, what's wrong with genius? He is the program director, genius, of the UBS network. Please welcome Mr. Bill Nickerson.
Nickerson, how are you?
You sit up there.
Well, thank you, Boris.
Nice to see you.
Good to have you aboard ship, especially since the ship is yours.
Absolutely, and thank you again for having us here on UBS.
And thanks for coming down to the show, even though it's your first visit and we've been on the show quite a while.
But I'm sure you've got programs and ratings to worry about, right?
Let the other networks worry about the ratings. This insane, cutthroat rating war has no place in the creative community.
Here.
Amen, huh?
Yeah. We've just done a program, our kind of blockbuster shows, and if they happen to totally demolish the competition, so be it.
Absolutely. Good riddance, yeah.
However, on the other hand, if one of our shows is not a grabber, we'll yank that sucker off the air like a dead chicken.
Bill, you certainly, you got guts. That's all I can say to put on these kind of programming, and I can hardly believe, really, the kind of chances you're taking, knowing the business as I do.
Well, you're part of those chances, Barth. You're a big part of it, as a matter of fact. But you see, you've got 13 weeks to see whether you remain apart or come apart. I'm sorry. We're taking a gamble on Gimbal. We're saving it for TV guys. Listen, welcome aboard.
Thank
I want
you
you to
very
stay
much,
a long
Phil.
time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for
I know you got to rush off. More than just a nice guy who's the rent. Our next guest is a rather interesting fellow. A lot of people I know out there are always entering something, sending in, trying to win something here and there. If you've been watching us faithfully, you know a few nights ago, I guess it was, we had a Win a Dream date with Karen Lynn Gorney, isn't it?
Yes.
The wonderful starlet from Saturday Night Fever. This gentleman won that dream date, and we were saying this must be something. First thing he ever won, found out the guy does nothing but win. He is a professional winner. No matter everything he touches, just turns to winnings. Please welcome a very lucky guy indeed, lucky to be here and lucky in his own way, Mr. Jeremy Moore.
Nice to have you back.
And this is that lucky dog of yours,
This
Jeremy?
is my dog, Jeremy, yes.
You're both named Jeremy.
That's correct.
That's
well, I
great.
went to get the license, and I just couldn't think of another name at the time, you know.
So
Later, they just poured into my mind, but at the moment,
It always happens that way.
yeah.
well, it happened that time.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah,
Amazing. So you're a professional winner.
that's correct. We talked a little bit before, the last time I was here, about the job of being a winner, and
Right.
it's kind of a difficult job. You know, I won a date with Karen Lynn Gorney. That was not the first date I won.
You had won other dates?
I'd won other dates, yeah. I won a date once with a big-time local disc jockey here in town, the boss, Bob Ross. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking of, you know, it didn't seem like the right thing for me to
Of
do
course.
to go on a date with a disc jockey.
Sure.
I thought about giving it to my sister, but then I thought, you know, maybe this was I was still in school, and I thought maybe I might like to go into radio as a career. I'd go out to dinner with the guy and see what it was like. You know, maybe I'd go into being a disc jockey. The man drank like a fish, and it really
dear.
kind of discouraged me. What they did was they had one of those jars that you guess how many beans are in the jar.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
How did you guess that? I'm always
Well, that's
interested.
not
just a guess, is
That's
it?
not guesswork.
No.
There is a formula known to professional winners. You know, you get to know other winners. You see the names on the list. You send for that list. You know, it says you can send for the list of winners.
That's right. You see that
well,
all the time.
that's the first thing you should do if you want to be a professional winner. Send for that list, call up some other winners, and find out how they did it. I found out what's known as the Bresnahan formula, which I can't really talk about to non-winners, but is a formula for figuring out the number of beans in a jar. It was thought up by the first man to win over $100,000 in the sweepstakes, Mr. Edward Bresnahan, and he's kind of the patron saint of winners.
I'll be darned.
He's the first man to win his own funeral.
Oh, really? That's
And we all
incredible.
kind of look up to him because, of course, everybody
Or
wants to
did.
go.
No.
Sure, now we look down. But everybody wants to go out a winner, and he did.
That's great. That's wonderful.
One of the other ways that you increase your odds is by not working. This is basically the reason that I don't have a job. Because if you read the fine print in an entry blank, it'll always say, relatives, employees of certain organization not eligible. Well, who can tell who's going to run a contest, you know? You might be working for somebody who's running the biggest sweepstakes of the year, and you're not eligible.
Right, you're not working.
And so there go your chances.
Well,
Better safe than sorry.
that would also explain why it's just you, Jeremy, and Jeremy here. You're not married because members of the family
Might
are
be a
not.
relative who works for an organization.
And it
sure,
says members of their families are not eligible
that's
either.
right. Doesn't include animals, so he can work for whoever he wants.
Is he in
He's entered some dog shows, but of course he's not purebred or anything, so it's hard for him to win.
it? Yeah. He's
No, the reason I ask if you're lucky, because some people just seem to have luck and others don't. Where I grew up back in Ohio, there's a fella, he never took insurance out. And finally, his wife, we all convinced him he should have insurance, and it protected him against injury, loss of limb, and within a month, he got his arm caught in a machine and had it cut off right at the shoulder. How many people would buy insurance like that and go forever without any injury? But just his luck, you know, paid off. They tried to decide whether to call him Lefty, or they used to call him Lefty, but then they started calling him Lucky. And he-
Lucky Lefty,
yeah,
probably.
we used to go up and say, "Put him up."
Put it up.
Yeah.
Or we'd go up and we'd say, "Which way is the drugstore?" You know, knowing that he did. And he'd have to turn all the way around and say, "It's over there." You know darn well where it is. But he was
that's
$10,000 he got.
$10,000. What kind of prizes do you win? What do you have?
Well, aside from little things like this, which of course I could bring in, I win a lot of big things. I've won in the past year a couple of station wagons, about 35 cameras, electronic equipment. I won 13 tennis rackets, 4 sets of assorted sportswear, and 3 home yogurt makers, which I have no use for at all.
And
but
you trade them back and forth
that's
with
the
other winners?
thing. See, that's why you have to get in contact with other winners, because if you got all this stuff and you couldn't use it, you'd have to give it away, and then you really wouldn't be in it for a living.
Right.
You know, you'd be in some kind of charity thing. So you call somebody up, say, I've got a home yogurt maker, maybe they've got a popcorn popper, you know, we scratch each other's backs.
Absolutely. What are also these things where they say you get a year's supply of a certain kind of food? You certainly don't want that every night. Now,
No,
if someone
sir.
else got a year's supply of another kind of rice dish or something else, would you be able to trade with the
Oh,
360
sure.
winners and everyone have a different dinner every
Well,
night?
52 winners, I think
Once a
week is enough, sure. You could have that once a week.
Once a
I
week is
could.
enough.
Yeah.
And that's the way we feel about guests on the show. Also, Jeremy, how did you find Jeremy?
You mean the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I want him.
Okay, I figured so. We'll be right back after these words.
Personal computer.
Are saying, and that is, I don't have any more time for this. That's it. I'd like to thank my guests, Cindy Williams, Wayne Coleman, Jeremy, Happy, Jeremy, and Jerry. Bye. No, when they say don't leave